This lesson is on multiplying two-digit numbers. Okay, we're even going to throw some three digits in there as well. But we're going to stick with two-digit numbers on the bottom part. So first off, what we need to make sure we do is when we are writing our numbers, we make sure to put them and keep your place values lined up. If you don't keep your place values lined up, it makes it pretty tricky. So we're going to do the first problem, 44 times 12, okay? 44 times 12. So here's our two-digit by two-digit number, okay? And I'm going to write with black my problem so you guys can see really well. And the way this works is we always start with our ones place. Oh, I wanted to mention, if you are someone who has a hard time keeping your numbers organized, a way that you can do that is just by simply drawing a line in between your place values. And that way you can kind of keep them lined up. That's kind of a helpful tool to use. So if you're someone who's pretty neat and you're pretty organized in your writing and it's very easy for you to see that you're lining up your place values, then you don't need to worry about those lines. But like I said, if you're someone who that could be helpful for, then use it, okay? Anything that we can do for success is key in math, okay? So we're going to start with our ones place value here. And when we multiply using two-digit numbers, we do two steps, okay? Number one, we're going to work on our ones row. And then we're going to work on our tens row, okay? So we have the ones row and the tens row. And then we're going to add these ones and tens together after that, okay? So let's start with the ones. We have our two, and we only focus on our ones on the bottom. And then we go ones to ones, ones to tens, ones to ones, ones to tens. So 2 times 4 is 8, and 2 times 4 is 8. And then we're done with that, okay? Then we're going to do the tens row, and once we go over to that tens place value, we put a 0 right here to hold, I call it holding the place value, okay? Since we're multiplying all of these numbers by 10, we hold that place value by putting a 0 there. This could be a 3 for 30, we'd still put a 0 there. This could be a 5 for 50, we would still put a 0 here because we're holding that place value, okay? So now we're going to multiply 10 times 4 and we get 40, which makes sense, right? 10 times 4 is 40, and there's our 40 right there. 10 times 4 is 400, and there's we have ones, tens, hundreds, and this is in 400s, okay? So we're going to add those together now, and we get 8 plus 0 is 0, 8 plus 4 is 12, and 1 plus 4 is 5. And so our answer is 528, okay? So let's try the next problem. The next problem is going to be 100. Ooh, now we're going to get a little bit bigger. 165 times 31. 100, so we're going to have a hundreds place up above. 165 times 31. Again, I'm making sure that my place values are all lined up. Super duper uber important. And down here we only have our ones place and our tens place. We just have to multiply each of those place values towards 3 to go to 3 place values now instead of just 2. So that's kind of the difference between multiplying by a 3-digit and a 2-digit and 2-digit by a 2-digit. Okay? So we're going to start with our 1. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. Okay? Then we're going to go to the next place value. We have our 3. We're going to hold our 0 because we're actually not multiplying times 3. We're actually multiplying times 30. And then we have 3 times 15. Oh no, we have 15. We have 2 digits in 15. What are we going to do with that? Well, we're going to put our 5 down here because it's actually 150. And then we're going to carry our 1 up here for our 15. Then we have 3 times 6 is 18. And then we're going to add that 1 to it. We don't multiply, we add to it. Okay? So we do, so 3 times 5 is 15. And then 3 times 6 is 18 plus 1 is 19. We're going to carry that 1 up there. The 9 goes down here and the 1 goes there. So it's 19. And then we have 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. Okay. And now we add all those up. And we have 5 plus 0 is 5. 6 plus 5 is 11. Carry our 1. 9 and 1 is 10. Plus 1 more. That one that we carried up here is 11. And 1 and 4 is 5. So our answer is 5,115. Now something you can do to make sure that answer makes sense is you could multiply 200 times 30, like rounding style. 200 times 30 is 6,000. Okay, so we look at this and is 5,000 far from 6,000? Kind of, but it's a lot closer to 6,000 than, let's say, if we just got like 500, then we'd know we were way off. Or if we got 50,000, we would know that we're way off. So 6,000 is right in the range of 5,115. Then that can kind of give you, especially when we're working with these multi-digits, that might give you a hint if you got it right or not. Okay, so we have one more now to do in our examples. Maybe even 2 more. See how much we can get done. The next one we're going to try is 24 times 21. Okay. So we have 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2. We're going to put our 0 for our place value holder. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 2 is 4. Now, before I add these together, I'm going to think to myself, ooh, we have like, that's almost 25. 25 times 2, that's 50. So that'd be a good thing to round it to, right? 25 times 20, that would be about 500. So I'm going to estimate over here, but my answer is going to be around 500. And let's check it out. 4 plus 0 is 4. 2 plus 8 is 10. 1 plus 4 is 5. And our answer is 504. Very close to 500. You may have done 20 times 20 and gotten 400 here, which would also be pretty close to 504. Much closer than 5,000 or 50 if you made some kind of place value error. Okay, let's do another one. Practice, practice, practice gets these problems through our brain. This one was a tough one for kids sometimes. So this one's 39 times 34. We're going to have a lot of carrying over place values here. So let's try this one out. First of all, I'm going to estimate it in my head. Well, we have about 40 times about 30. 3 times 4 is 12, and I add my 2 zeros for 1,200. So my estimated answer is going to be around 1,200, okay? So I do 4 times 9 first. 4 times 9 is 36. And I put my 6 down here and carry my 3 up there, okay? Now, make sure that we're not adding these two together. This gets added after we multiply. So first we multiply. 4 times 3 is 12. And then we add 13, 14, 15. We add those 3 and get 15. Okay. Then we're going to add a 0 down here to hold our place value for our 30. Okay. 3 times 9 is 27. Make sure you put your 7 down here and your 2 up here. And oop, I already used that 3, so I'm going to cross that out. Okay. As our multiplication problems get longer, it's very helpful to cross this out once you've added it, okay? So if you didn't realize it when you first did it, now I'm adding a 2 above it. So I'm going to make sure there's just a nice little line drawn across it. It's also good, though, not to scribble it out and not to erase it. If you scribble it out and erase it and you go and check your work, it can be very hard to see. So now we're going to finish up the problem. 3 times 3 is 9. Plus 2 is 11, and we're going to add to get 6 and 12 and 3, because we have 1, 1, 1 for 3 and 1. So we have 1,326 for our answer, which is pretty close to 1,200. And that is how we multiply with 2-digit numbers. You can find more practice problems if you are using this book on page 139. This is the book. If you're using this book, 139 gives you more practice problems. All right, how out?